again, guys. He's at it again. We're back for a second stream today, man. Why is it so dark? I feel like, I know there's not a whole lot of lighting in here, but I feel like it shouldn't be this dark. What's going on? It's going to be dark now because I've got this pulled up. We are at it again, guys. Second stream of the day. Let's see who's going to get first today. Let's see who's going to get first today. Get these comments pulled up. Get these comments. Why is this so dark? Are my lights, are they dimmed? Is that what it, oh yes, I think that's what it is. Okay, that didn't really help a whole lot. That didn't really help a whole lot. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Let's see who's going to get first today in the chat. Switch on over to the Discord. Let everyone know that we are streaming. We are live. We are live. Oh wow, okay. Chat is filling up. Chat is filling up. What is up, guys? What's up, Max? What's up, Nav? What's up, AC? Mike, Gina, Ghost? What's up, everybody? Welcome. Yes, we are at it again with a second stream of the day. Normally we don't do 2 streams a day, but our earlier stream was like at 7 a.m. my time, so I kind of figured, hey, you know what? That's pretty early. Let's do an evening stream. Max coming in with the first. Nice, nice. Tone's got second. Okay. How you doing, Gina? Having a good day, I hope. What's up, Brian? Welcome, dude. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we should be good. We should be good to go. Let's see. Turn that on. All right, guys. Now we give it a minute or two. Let some people get in here that want to join us live. We're going to be talking about temptation today. We're going to be talking about temptation. We have talked about just how tempting it is to lead yourself into this mental story, to do all of this worrying, right, which is all this nasty second fear, all this thinking that you're doing about these thoughts and feelings. And we did a stream about, what was it, guys, a week or two ago, where we talked about there's a big difference between thinking and thoughts. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean it needs to turn into a bunch of second fear thinking. So today we are going to be solely focused on the temptation, led by temptation, because it's some of the strongest temptation, okay, that you are going to face in your life, to follow these thoughts and add to them, which means to get involved. It is very, very strong temptation, and that's why we are going to talk about that, led by temptation. Is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? We're going to give it another minute or two, let some people get in here, and then we will get this show on the road. How is everyone in chat doing today? Yeah, Jesse, it sounds like we're going to be talking about Jesse over in the Discord. His username is Temptation. So, but yeah, we are going to be talking about that today, man. What's up, Tony? Welcome, Tony. How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hope your day has been well since last we spoke. Led by temptation. Come one, come all. We're going to knock this stream out. It's going to be a good one, man. John says, hello, guys, and Warner Bro. Hello, John. Welcome. I need this today. Oh, you're right in time. You are right in time. Also, guys, I want to give just a special shout out here and say thank you to all of the new people who have joined us here lately. We have had a recent, I don't want to play it up too much, but we've had a recent growth in subscribers, man. We've had a recent growth in subscribers. We've already added 100 people. 100 people to our lovely little community here since we broke 10K. So already 100 more people have joined up with us here. I'm getting tongue-tied. I just want to say thank you for that. Also, I know you guys are sick of me saying it. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, but we are on TikTok. We are on TikTok now. If anyone wants to join us over there, you can do so at Vacate Fear. But yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome. We're going to have a good one today. We're going to have a good one today, man. I can feel it. I can just feel it, chat. I can feel it. We're going to talk about that temptation. We're going to talk about how you got to break these nasty habits. Tony says, oh, yes, the day is going great. That's awesome, dude. Good talk this morning. Really made me realize a lot. Glad you enjoyed it, Tony. Happy to hear from you, dude. But yeah, guys, we're going to tackle it today, man. We're going to tackle it today. We're about 5 minutes into this thing, so you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. So the title of this stream, Anxiety Recovery Led by Temptation. Now, a lot of times here in the past, you've probably heard me say something like, and I want to see a show of hands. How many people here in the past have heard me say something like, "You're just breaking a bad habit," or "This is just an addiction," right? Instead of calling it, "Oh, you've got this horrible thing called an anxiety disorder." Instead of all of that, how many people here in the past have heard me say, "You're just breaking a bad habit," right? I've said that many, many times in the past. Now, going on to the title of today's stream, what does that have to do with the title of today's stream? When I say you're breaking a bad habit, you are breaking the habit of getting into your thinking, aka adding second fear to all of these thoughts and feelings. You are shutting up. That is what you're trying to accomplish. You are breaking the habit of getting up into your head over these thoughts and these feelings. Now, the title of this stream is Led by Temptation. Why is that the title of this stream? Well, because it's some of the strongest temptation that you're going to face in your life. I'm just going to level with you here for a second. I'm just going to be honest with you here for a second. It's going to be some very strong temptation, man. When you get these thoughts that say, hey, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Hey, here's a negative thought about the past. Hey, here's a negative thought about the future. Hey, here's a negative thought about your feelings, your anxiety symptoms. Hey, here's a negative thought about what could go wrong. Hey, these thoughts take a million different forms. But when you get these thoughts, you're going to have a choice. You're going to have a choice to either log in to your thinking mind and start adding to these thoughts, adding to these feelings, or to not do that. And the thing that's going to make that a bit difficult for you at first, and the reason we like to use the word practice so much, the thing that's going to make that a bit difficult for you at first is temptation, right? Temptation, because when these thoughts knock, when they want to get you involved, when they want to lead you down that path of adding all that second fear, right? When these thoughts knock, or even when these feelings knock, because even with the feelings, you're going to be tempted to get up into the thinking mind and add all the blah, 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 right? AKA second fear. When these things happen, you're going to experience some very strong temptation. It's almost going to be like an invisible force is pulling you towards it, right? It's almost going to be like an invisible force is pulling you towards it. Now, you are going to have a repeated choice to make in that moment. You can either say, hey, thanks for coming, right back to reality, not going to entertain that, follow that. I'm not trying to fight it. I'm not trying to push or pull against it. I'm just making the choice to not get involved. Now, that sounds so super simple, so super straightforward, but that temptation, okay, that is the main point of today's stream. That temptation is going to be there. Why? Because you're in such a bad habit. You've been doing this for so long. You've been doing this for days. You've been doing this for weeks. You've been doing this for months. You've been doing this for years. That temptation to go that route is going to be some strong temptation, especially at first. So you're going to have to hold yourself accountable. You're going to have to develop that self-awareness to hold yourself accountable. You're going to have to develop that self-awareness to put in the work. And it does feel like work at first, but as time goes on, you'll see that it feels like less and less work. Okay, but my main focus for today's stream is just to kind of give you guys a heads up. Really, that's what this stream is. That's what this stream is all about. Just kind of giving you guys a heads up that as you go through this recovery process, okay, which is about what you don't do more than it is about what you do. As you go through this recovery process, you're going to be faced with some very strong temptation, and I want you to be aware of that right away. I want you to be aware of that, and I want you to expect that, because you're going to be tempted to go that route. You're going to be tempted to take the same route that you've taken every day, which has led you here to my channel, which is the second fear, which is getting involved with the thinking about the thoughts and feelings rather than letting them be. You're going to be so tempted as you start to practice this habit, which is what this really is. You're building a habit of acceptance, and as you practice building this habit of acceptance, you're going to be more tempted than you've ever been in your life. It's like taking drugs, okay? Somebody who's trying to overcome addiction. It's like taking drugs and saying, "Hey, I've got some drugs for you. You want them?" That's basically what the mind is doing when it tosses you these negative thoughts that you've entertained day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. It's basically like taking an addict, someone who's addicted to something, and saying, "Hey, here's your drug of choice. Do you want it?" Now, isn't that going to be some strong temptation, right? I'm not saying you have to compare yourself to someone, for example, who's an alcoholic, but it's the same damn concept. You've got someone, aka your mind, that's bringing you these feelings, your brain, providing you with these anxious feelings, providing you with these negative thoughts, and it's basically saying, "Hey, I know you're addicted to this. Do you want to follow up with this?" You're going to be tempted. You're going to be real tempted to add that second fear. You're going to be real tempted to get up in your head and add to all these thoughts and feelings. Same concept as taking someone who's addicted to anything and who's trying to overcome their addiction and giving them their drug of choice, putting it right there in their face and saying, "Hey, you want some of this?" You're going to be tempted, dude. Of course you're going to be tempted. That's your addiction. Logging in to these thoughts and entertaining these thoughts and fighting with these thoughts and logging in to your thinking mind and telling horror stories about these feelings. That's your addiction. And it's the same damn concept as taking a bottle of liquor and giving it, setting it in front of a person who's trying to overcome alcoholism and saying, "Hey, here's a bottle of liquor. You want some?" Right? That's going to be uncomfortable for you. That's going to be so uncomfortable for you to be presented with these feelings and to be presented with these thoughts and then told that you can't, or that you shouldn't rather, get up in your thinking mind and add to them. That's your addiction. And when these feelings come and these thoughts come, it's the mind saying, "Hey, here's your addiction. Do you want to partake?" So it's not necessarily the most comfortable experience in the world to sit there with your drug of choice sitting right in front of you, these thoughts and these feelings, but to not get involved, right? It's going to be so damn tempting. You are addicted to the second fear habit. You are addicted to logging into your thinking, right? And adding to these thoughts and feelings with all of the blah, blah, blah. That is your addiction. So to take someone who is full-blown addicted to this thing and to say, "Hey, you've got to turn away from this. You got to turn away from this. You got to accept the discomfort," just like withdrawal. You've got to accept the discomfort, but you're not allowed to partake in this addiction anymore if you want to break this addiction. Same damn concept when you are presented with these thoughts and with these feelings, right? Same concept. So it's going to be uncomfortable, and you have to want it, right? You have to want it. Just like breaking any addiction. If I wanted to quit smoking, for example, I'd have to want it, and then I'd have to put in the work, right? So when I was an anxious mess and I realized that acceptance was the route to go, I had to want it enough to avoid, okay, and I don't like using the word avoid, but I had to want it enough to not give in to the temptation to avoid going down that route of my addiction of fighting with these thoughts and feelings and logging into my thinking mind, right? So if I wanted to quit smoking, I'd have to want it bad enough. I would want my end goal to be, okay, my end goal is I want better, healthier lungs. So now I want it bad enough to not give in to that addiction so that I can get my end result. When I was an anxious, nervous mess with sensitized nerves, I wanted my end result to be a healthy nervous system and not have all of this bullshit, fragile, sensitive nervous system that was popping off 24/7. I wanted it. I wanted it bad enough to not give into the addiction of fighting with the thoughts and feelings. Now, do I personally want it bad enough to not, Have shot lungs? No, I don't give a fuck enough to want that. But I did want it bad enough to not have sensitized nerves, right? So I wanted it bad enough to not give in to the temptation, to break the addiction. You have to want it bad enough to not give in to the temptation to fight with these thoughts and feelings, right? Same concept for any addiction. Now, if I wanted clear lungs, healthy lungs bad enough, then I'd have to want it bad enough to not give into that addiction, right? Now, where I stand in my life currently, I don't give a fuck, right? But, if I did, that would be the route that I'd have to go. Same thing with this addiction. If you're sick of your tired nerves, if you're sick of your fragile nervous system, if you're sick of your nerves popping off all the time, you have to want it bad enough to have the temptation to fight with these thoughts and feelings there, but you want it bad enough to just simply accept the feelings and thoughts instead of giving into your addiction of getting up here with the blah, blah, blah and doing all the thinking. So, if you want it bad enough, you've got the solution. If I wanted to quit smoking bad enough to get my desired end result, I've got to deal with the temptation and not give in to the addiction. Just like I wanted healthier nerves and desensitized nerves bad enough to where I stopped giving in to the temptation, right? To where I stopped giving in to the temptation and quit giving in to my addiction, which was all the mental thinking about the thoughts and feelings instead of leaving them alone, right? So that takes a lot of being tempted, but having I don't really know the word for it. It takes a lot of being tempted, but having the dedication to say, that thought's there, not going to log in, thanks for coming, you can stay if you want, not going to give in to the addiction. That feeling is there, thanks for coming, not going to give in to the addiction of running up here and blah, 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 right? Same concept. So you see what we're getting at. To break any addiction, there's going to be great temptation, right? But if you want it bad enough, you notice the temptation, but you still don't give in to the addiction, right? So, same exact concept, and I hope somebody takes something from this. And the one thing that I hope you take from this more than anything is that you are now aware that, yes, you're going to be faced with great temptation, but hopefully you continue to break this addiction, right? That was the point of today's stream, guys. Round of applause. I feel like that was a good one. We're going to move on over to the post stream now. I'm going to read some comments. Let's see what we've got here. Like, hey, I want this. Yeah, Pooty, man, staying right on track, dude. Staying right on track. Okay, my mic crapped out on me for a second there. I apologize. Let's see what comments we got. Yeah, so yesterday you said I wanted to make a TikTok, but I had a scary thought. At that point, that should have been the end of the story, but you gave into the addiction to follow up with that thought, to add more thinking to that thought. You gave into the addiction, right? Instead of saying, okay, I accept that thought and not following up with it, right? So that's again, that comes back to the main point of the stream. Makes total sense. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Tones, because that was a good way to put it. That was a good analogy. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up so that I could address that. Thank you for that. Exposure gets you exhausted, right? I mean, it can be exhausting. You're going through a lot of mental and physical changes, right? It can be exhausting. And that's not a problem in itself. That's not a problem in itself. But yeah, it can be exhausting. I mean, you're practicing a new skill, right? And that's not exactly you know, the calmest thing in the world, right? It's something that you got to work towards. It takes some willpower, it takes some effort, right? To build a new habit, to build a new skill. So in one way, you could say that it can be kind of exhausting, right, in that way. But, just like any skill, just like any habit that you're trying to form or that you're trying to build, that work can be a bit tiring, but it's well worth it in the end. It comes and goes at 1 second, literally, and what time should I use acceptance? I don't even know. It comes and goes, okay, leave it alone. Just move on with your day at that point. That's acceptance, right? Stop after it comes and goes in 1 second. Stop getting involved and carrying it on. Just say, okay, there's that thought, right? So where are the temptations at? Can we do temptations? Beats no copyright. Hey, somebody said in chat earlier, Jesse, they were like thinking about your Discord username, I guess. They were like, oh, so we're talking about Jesse today? So we're talking about Jesse today? Hey there, spoils today. 2 streams. I hope you're enjoying it, Olivia. I hope you take something from it. I appreciate you tuning in for both streams, though. Means a ton to me. Means a ton to me. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I figured we did a super early stream, so we might as well do at least one this evening, just to kind of give everybody a chance to tune in. I don't know if we'll do an actual YouTube short later, because it kind of just, if you upload so much in one day, it's just kind of overwhelming for people. I don't know if we'll do a YouTube short later, since we did 2 streams today, but I don't want to be throwing that much content out there in one day. That's a lot to try to get people to view, so it's kind of overwhelming for some people. So I don't know. The cost of having this stream now might be the YouTube short later. What's up, Arnold? Welcome, dude. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome, my man. Good to see you. Yeah, so again, to touch on your comment anxiety, you say it comes and goes in 1 second. What should I do? Nothing. Nothing. That's why I keep telling you, I know you're a young kid. I think you're just overcomplicating this for yourself. There's nothing wrong with you, just like there's nothing wrong with anybody else in the chat. But my point is, don't turn the fact that you're having thoughts into a problem. That's not the problem. The reason we're all gathered here today is because people keep turning it into a problem. So don't do that. Don't go that route, because then one day you might actually need the advice here. So just leave it alone, dude. Leave it alone, dude. Okay, so your second comment there, that's something that we can touch on a little bit. You say, I feel scared even talking to my siblings or anyone. I just think, what if they go against me, and then I'll become scared and anxious. Doing too much talking to yourself, right? Doing too much talking to yourself. So that's something we can work on. So stop that talking to yourself. Whatever thoughts come, you don't add to them. Whatever feelings come, you don't add to them. And when you catch yourself doing all this talking to yourself, you got to break the addiction, because that's all that second fear. So when you catch yourself doing that, just be like, oh, there I go again. I'm just going to get back to living now. Right? That's what this is all about, leaving your thoughts and feelings alone. Hope you get your house in order soon. Hope it works out well for you guys. I appreciate that, Olivia. Yeah, I'm trying to make some moves over here. I've been working really hard, trying to work really hard. I figured out why the monthly bills were so damn high, and a big part of that was not just the extremely high mortgage, but another big part of that was that we owe a balance on the electric bill. So even though I've been very good with trying to keep the electric bill down, I should have only been paying $190 this month, but because we owe a balance, which I didn't even realize, because now I'm the one reading over the bills these days. I now realize that we have owed a balance for quite some time, so we're on like a payment plan. And even though I've done really well with keeping the electric down this month, and should have only been paying $190 for the month, I'm going to have to pay $390 for the month because we owe a balance. So if I can literally pay that balance off, which is what I'm trying really hard, I'm working really hard to try to do that. If I can pay that balance off on the electric bill, I can start, just paying what I'm supposed to be paying, which is about $190. So Yeah, if I can pay that balance off and get out of that fucking payment plan, um, that would be great. And I'm working really freaking hard. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't normally say anything like this, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Between all the content I'm trying to upload, um, and like the more personal one-on-one stuff, I'm pretty exhausted. But I'm trying really hard because if I can pay that electric bill past due balance off, make my life so much easier. Make my life so much easier. I can go to paying 190 like I'm supposed to instead of nearly 400, and that'd be great. Working really hard to try to do that. So far, I'm about halfway to my goal, so we're getting there. I think you're just overcomplicating again the way that you feel, Arnold, right? So you've got all these thoughts, you've got all of these feelings, and you're logging into all this storytelling. You got to just be quiet. You got to stop adding to these thoughts and feelings, right? They don't need investigated. They don't need dug so deeply into with all of this talking. This is the whole problem, and Dr. Claire Weeks knew it the best with second fear. What is second fear at the end of the day? Too much talking to yourself. That's what it is at the end of the day. You got to be willing to have these thoughts and feelings, and when you notice yourself up in your head talking, you got to say, oh, there I go again, doing all this talking instead of just accepting my feelings and thoughts, right? And that's what this all comes down to at the end of the day, man. Welcome, Tony. If you missed it, you can always catch it later, my guy. It should be uploaded. It should be uploaded. Hey, Nav, dude, coming in with the $15 tip. Nav, I appreciate it, man. Says, thanks for being here and helping everyone. I appreciate you, Nav. Thank you, dude. Thank you for that huge shout out. That's going straight towards my goal of trying to get this past balance paid off. Once I can do that, my life will be a lot easier. Appreciate that, Nav. Thank you, dude. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, exactly, Olivia. The budget plans are pretty awful. You know, they start getting you an amount that you owe, and it just keeps adding up and up. And if it wasn't for the budget plan, if I didn't owe a past due, balance on the account, I could just pay the 190 is what I used this month. I only used 190. I could just pay that and move on. But on the fact that we owe a balance means that I'm going to have to pay nearly $400 for the electric alone. And that shit sucks. So I kind of figured, you know what? Maybe if I just work really freaking hard, which I'm trying to do, and I'm sorry if I don't sound as energetic, man. I'm pretty tired. Um, but if I just work really freaking hard and come up with the past due balance, which will be about 800 and some dollars, but I've already made half of that. So if I can just come up with that roughly 400 bucks more, I'll be able to call the electric company and say, "Hey, I want to pay off our account so that I can get back to just paying what I use." Man, that'll be great because that takes our monthly bills of about 1,200 bucks a month. It takes that down to, about 800. And that would be freaking amazing. Assuming we continue to keep the electric use down, which I will definitely do. So, too much talking to myself, too much overthinking, kind of addiction to make sense of everything. Yeah, exactly. You got it. You got it. You nailed it. Yeah, I'm glad we made that realization with you, Tony. I'm glad we made that realization, dude. That kind of sparked something in your head, didn't it? You were like, "Oh, that makes sense now." You're like, "Oh, that adds up." Hey, sometimes our thoughts catch us off guard, H. Sometimes our thoughts catch us off guard. They can come at pretty much any time. So, you might be feeling positive and be having a great day, and then a thought pops up. But, at what time that they come, or when they come, or how they come is really not important because you've only got one job here. Regardless of what thoughts come or what feelings come, your only job is to not get into your thinking mind about it, aka adding second fear. Your only job is to accept the thoughts and feelings without getting into the thinking mind about it. So that's your one job, right? So regardless of when these thoughts come or how they come or when they pop up, that is your one job, and let's keep that one job in mind. Let's not play too much of an investigator, because that's ultimately what you've been doing for so long, and how far has that gotten you, right? You've been playing the investigator for a long time. That's not gotten you very far. I think you can agree with me on that. Yeah, Tony, like I said, dude, I'm glad we could make that realization for you, man. I really do believe that that will make a difference for you. Led by temptation, king of the north, king in the north. I always say king of the north. King of the north, king in the north. Same difference, right? Hey, Jerry, thank you for the $5 tip. Jerry says, have had anxiety for years now, and only by trying to use acceptance has it any way eased. Easier said than done at times. Absolutely. Never stop what you're doing, Chris. You have a gift, my friend, and are helping more people than you know. Thank you so much, Jerry, for the $5 tip and the really kind message. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. That makes it all worth it. I appreciate that, Jerry. Thank you so much. Some of you guys may have noticed that I didn't reset the streak down to 0, even though we didn't hit any tips this on the morning stream. And the reason I'm leaving it is because that was a very early stream. It was very early morning, and it kind of caught everyone off guard. So I didn't expect to hit the tip goal on that at all, and I'm not gonna punish you guys and say, oh, yeah, we're resetting the streak to 0. Nah, it's no big deal. So I'm just keeping the streak where it's at. But I do appreciate it. The only reason I keep that up is because I want you guys to feel a sense of accomplishment. And I want to show you that I'm thankful and grateful for what you do, and that I do appreciate the tips. They mean a lot to me. So that's why I keep that going, just to kind of give you guys that sense of accomplishment, and just to let you know that I do see it and that I am appreciative for it, and that I am grateful for it. I do appreciate it. I'm just a little tired today. You know, just trying to get things done. I'm a bit exhausted myself, to be completely honest with you guys. It's normal. It's a part of being human. Make sure to give the video a like. Yes, I would appreciate that. It does help the channel grow, helps get this advice out to more people that need it, right? And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I would appreciate it if you guys take just a second, toss a like. We talked about that earlier, Olivia. If I can get this balance paid off and get the bills cheaper, that will definitely help save the childhood home. So if I can get the past due balance paid off on the electric and get caught up to only paying what I owe each month, that can get the monthly bills down significantly, and you know that'll help a ton be able to stay here and still be able to afford the extremely high mortgage. So once I kind of made that realization when I looked over the statement, I was like, you know what? If I can pay this past due balance off and get this bill down to what it's supposed to be each month, that'll save a lot of money each month, and I might be able to afford this mortgage. So that's my goal, man. That's why I'm working so hard. I'm trying. I'm trying. Trying my best. Because if I was paying, 200 like I'm supposed to be paying instead of 400 because I've got a past due amount, that's 200 bucks a month. That makes the mortgage payable. You know what I mean? More easily payable, I should say. But I don't really like talking about, I don't really like talking about my personal situation a whole lot. I don't like to take up too much time with that. You guys are here because you want some advice. You guys are here because you need some help yourselves. So I don't really like talking about my personal situation all that much. I mean, I don't mind it, like personally, but I don't like to take up too much time with it because I know a lot of people here, they need help, and that's what we're here for. But that's the only update I've got on my situation right now. If I can pay my past due balance off, and just, work really hard towards that, then that'll make paying this, the monthly bills more easier to pay, more doable. Way more doable. It's just the extremely high mortgage. I can't afford the extremely high mortgage mixed with also being on a freaking budget plan with the electric, paying $400 a month for that too, on top of the extremely high mortgage. So if I can pay that off and get that down, then I might be able to do the mortgage and not have to flee the coop to try to find a cheaper mortgage. So yeah, that's my update. That's my update. But I want to know about you guys. I want to know how you guys are doing. You guys think I should you guys think I should pull a classic move and just release a program and put it behind an extremely high paywall? Should I do that? Should I sell out, chat? Chat, should we sell out? Is it our time to shine? Should we sell out? Just stop the streams and put it all behind a very expensive paywall so that I can afford to buy a new Bugatti? Is that what we should do, chat? Should we sell out? Nah, nah, man. Never. 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 Never will I ever. Never will I ever. I'll work for what I get. I'll work for what I get. I'll work for what I get, dude. That's one thing. That's one thing I can say for certain. I'm not gonna sell out. I'll never stop the streams and put it all behind a fucking paywall. It's never gonna happen. Yeah, these videos will never be behind a subscription plan, Ghost. These videos, you can actually set the videos up when you upload them that people can't view them unless they pay a certain amount. I mean, I could literally do that and charge $5 per view and sell out and make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. There's no fucking way I'd ever do that. There's way too many people out there that need the help, that need the support, that need the advice. I'm not going to do that. I'll continue doing my streams and I'll work for everything else that I get. It's not going to happen. Oh, I do offer one-on-ones, Carrie. I usually do like the voice calls on whatever platform that people prefer. But the streams will always remain free to view. There's far too many people out there that need the help for me to ever put that behind a paywall. Absolutely, absolutely official. Back into more second fear thinking. Back into too much thinking. The advice at the end of the day is shut up, right? And people sometimes get offended when I say that, but literally, that's what Dr. Claire Weeks was trying to tell people to do, but she was trying to say it in a professional manner. She was basically trying to say shut up in the most professional way that she knew how. You have these thoughts and feelings and you start thinking, oh God, this acceptance stuff's not working, blah, 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 blah. And all you're doing is sending more messages to your amygdala that say, help me, there's something wrong. And the amygdala says, here's more anxiety. And then you say, what, this acceptance thing isn't working. And the amygdala says, oh God, here's more anxiety. And you say, whoa, shit, it's definitely not working now. And then the amygdala says, what, here's more anxiety. That's all it is. That's all it is at the end of the day. You start thinking to yourself, oh gosh, acceptance is not working and something's wrong, and your amygdala says, dude, are you all right? Here's some anxiety. And then you get that anxiety that the amygdala sends because it cares, because it sees you worrying and thinking. And then it says and then it says, okay, here's some anxiety to help you, and you say, oh shit, it's definitely not working now. And the amygdala says, oh fuck, here's some more anxiety. And then you say, oh fuck, it's definitely not working now. And the amygdala says, oh fuck, here's some more anxiety. And then you say, oh fuck, it's definitely not working now. And the amygdala says, oh fuck, here's some more anxiety. That's all it is. It's just this big circle jerk between you and the amygdala. So that's exactly what it is at the end of the day. Just a big old circle jerk. Absolutely, Ronnie. I agree with you, dude. You've got one direct line between you and your amygdala, guys, and that's please send me help. So when you're worried and you're doing all this thinking, aka second fear, about your life, your thoughts, your feelings, all the amygdala hears is please send help. And doing what the amygdala does best, it sends that help. And when it sends that help in the form of anxiety, you say, oh fuck, even more. So the amygdala, all the amygdala hears is, oh fuck, you need even more help. Now do you see the cycle? Now do you see the cycle? Now do you see the hamster wheel that you're in? Now is it starting to make more sense? Now I think you're starting to get it. Now I think it's starting to sink in, chap. Now I think you're starting to understand what we've been saying this whole time. You know what? That's a good stream idea. I'm going to jot that down. It's a back and forth. That's all it is. It's a back and forth, man. That at the end of the day, that's all this is. Chat. It's a back and forth between you and your amygdala, between your thinking mind, aka what you call yourself, and your amygdala. That's all it is a back and forth. And the only thing the amygdala is capable of hearing is please send help. And that's why you can't think your way out of anxiety. Because all it's hearing is please send help. You're worried about something, please send help. That's all it's hearing. That's all it can hear. It's not capable of hearing any other message. So this is all just one big back and forth between you and your amygdala. That's all it is, man. That's all this is at the end of the day. It's just one big back and forth between you, your thinking mind, aka what you call you, and your amygdala. It's just one big back and forth. So at the end of the day, Dr. Claire Weeks was just basically trying to tell you to shut up. That's what she was trying to tell you. And if you think about it, isn't that what the word acceptance means? Right? If I accept something, then I just shut up about it. Now do you see why I'm not trying to offend you when I tell you to shut up, but I'm trying to teach you acceptance? Now does that make more sense to you? Why that is the way that that is? Right? Doesn't it make more sense to you now that I'm not trying to hurt your feelings? I'm just trying to put into simple words what acceptance really means? Right? Now do you see that I'm not trying to hurt your feelings? I'm just trying to teach you that, put simply, acceptance means shut up. And now do you see why acceptance means shut up? It means shut up because it's just one big back and forth between you and your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for anxiety. The only thing the part of that brain can hear is please send help. So when you don't shut up, it's going to do its job, and it's going to do its job well, as you already know. So now do you see that I'm not trying to hurt your feelings when I tell you to shut up? I'm just trying to tell you that that's what acceptance basically means. If I accept something, then I shut up about it. And why does that work? It works because the only message you can send to the amygdala is please send help. That's the only thing it's hearing, right? When you're doing all that talking. So now do you see, chat? Now does that make sense? Now does it make sense that I'm not trying to hurt your feelings? That I'm just trying to tell you that the only thing that your amygdala hears when you're doing all this talking is please send help. And that's why we got to get you to shut up. That's why we've got to get you to shut up, man. Because it's just one big back and forth. And what does the word acceptance truly mean at the end of the day? If I accept something, then I shut up about it. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to tell you that you're invalid. I'm not trying to tell you that you're not going through some shit. I'm just trying to tell you that at the end of the day, acceptance means shut up. And the reason it means shut up is because the only message that your amygdala hears is please send help when you don't shut up, right? I do it because I care, chat. Talking to Wonder Bro this morning made me feel like it was an old friend and we was just catching up with each other. It was great, Tony. I enjoyed it, man. You're not wrong there, Ellie. Sometimes the feelings can come because you're in a tired nervous system, so they just tend to pop off sometimes. And then that leads to you doing too much thinking, aka not shutting up, right? So you're not wrong. It can happen vice versa sometimes, but at the end of the day, the advice doesn't change. Acceptance means shut up, and the reason the advice is shut up, right, which is the same thing as acceptance, is that the only message you can send to your amygdala is please send help. So when you're doing all this thinking, instead of just accepting the thoughts and feelings, when you're adding all this thinking, you're just sending more please send help messages. Hey man, I'm glad you enjoyed that stream, dude. Hey Wonder Bro, what's up, Gabe? I just recently started doing it, Ghost. So not too many so far. I'm eating a Pop-Tart over here, guys, because I'm just really freaking hungry, so if you hear me chewing and chomping, forgive me. Forgive me. I don't have panic attacks anymore. That's great, cool. Acceptance, man. Not necessarily, Ellie. Not when you're in a tired nervous system. you can have random feelings of anxiety pop up when you're in a tired nervous system. That's just your nerves popping off. I think she just worded it the wrong way. A bit of a miscommunication is all that sounds like to me. That's all that sounds like. Just a bit of a miscommunication there. Have you ever tried sandwich ice cream? So like an ice cream sandwich? Is that what you're referring to? I think we live in different countries, so you're probably referring to something else. I could never finish a Pop-Tart. I normally can't, but I'm pretty damn hungry at the moment, so I'm probably going to demolish this thing, to be honest. Yeah, I'm probably going to demolish this thing. It tastes extra good right now because I'm pretty hungry. Okay, so you are referring to an ice cream sandwich. Yeah, those are bomb, dude. I love those. I had breakfast this morning. I ate some pork chops, some biscuits, and I haven't had lunch yet. So, and I'm a little late on lunch, so I'm pretty hungry. Oh my God, a Pop Tart is tiny. It's the struggle right now, dude. It's the struggle right now. I gotta try to pay this electric bill balance off. I don't have money to be blowing on eating out. I gotta eat what's here, man, and there's not a huge selection. So, Pop Tart for lunch it is. I can't spend my money on anything else really at the moment until I get that balance paid off. I gotta make what I got work, man. We gonna get through it though, chat. We gonna get through it because I tell you what, I'm a smart man, so I know how to budget. I know how to budget, but it's really crucial that I get this balance paid off so that I can make this livable. So I can't spend any extra money that I can't afford at the moment, and that includes no more calling the pizza place like we used to do on the streams. Not until I get caught up, man. Not until I get caught up. So Pop Tarts for lunch it is. You like spicy food? I love spicy food to a certain degree. The thing about it is, AC, I'm usually shit with money too, but I can't be right now. I have no choice. I still have intrusive thoughts though. That's okay. That's okay. Those are usually the last to trickle out. You got to think they've become kind of like paste concrete as much as you used to get involved. So the fact that you're not having a strong reaction to them anymore is a great sign. But if you continue down this road, those thoughts will start to lose their grip too. This Pop Tart is busting, man. That's some good shit. Um, mm. Yummy, yummy. Is it possible to survive off just caffeine and Pop Tarts? We're about to find out. Stay tuned for next week. Stay tuned for next week, chat. Is it possible? Can a man survive off of caffeine and Pop Tarts? Stay tuned, because we're about to find out, motherfuckers. Hey, keep in mind, Mint, that your only job right now is to stop talking. I know that's easier said than done because you're addicted. You're addicted to the talking, to the second fear. It's an addiction. And when I say talking, I don't literally always mean out loud. I mean in your head. Of course it feels serious. It's there to save your life. Except there's no actual danger. But if you start talking about it, you're just going to tell your amygdala that you want even more help. And that's the cycle that you're in. That's what this is all about. So of course it feels serious. It's your protection mechanism. It thinks that there's a real danger. So of course it feels serious, right? That's what it's there for. It's there to feel serious. That's its job. Its job is to feel serious. But you know and I know that your life's not in danger. So you got to stop talking about your thoughts and feelings, aka getting involved, doing all that unnecessary thinking, and let it happen so that you can stop sending more I need help messages. But of course it feels serious. It's its job to feel serious. Oh yeah, man, I'm excited. Cool. I'm ready for Halloween too, dude. Yeah, see that's the most common bluff there is, Mint. That's why you're in the boat that you are, and that's why you ever develop the bad habit of fighting with it all because it feels serious. But that's its job. It's supposed to feel serious. The only problem is there's not actual real danger. I think you're just a bit confused, Kevin. Just fight or flight is just a term. It's just a term that's used to describe anxiety trying to protect you. But at the end of your day, you know, your job's not to figure it all out. You're just adding more I need help messages when you do all this worrying. Your job is to get quiet with these thoughts and feelings and acceptance because you're just sending more I need help messages. Watching horror movies all October is fun. Yes, I agree. Hey, you can try to figure it out, Mint, but you never will. You'll just run in endless circles, which is what led you here to begin with. Is because you got sick of running in so many circles. You can try to debate with the mind all day long, but it's just going to keep throwing more loophole after loophole after loophole. It's going to gas it up, gas it up, gas it up, gas it up. Right? So you can try, but you won't be successful at figuring anything out when you're debating with the mind. It's always going to throw something your way. It's always going to throw some sort of loophole your way. And all of this unnecessary fighting with it's what's keeping the nerves saying, okay, you need help, here you go, you got it. And then it throws some anxiety your way. And that is the grand cycle of things. But just like the title of this stream says, I know it's so very tempting. The thing about it is, you're not really figuring anything out. You're arguing with thoughts. To figure something out would be, okay, I'm thirsty. I need to go to the fridge and get something to drink. You just figured something out. But when you're arguing with thoughts, you're not figuring anything out, you know? 9 times out of 10, you're just arguing with your mind, right? You're not actually figuring anything out. That's not to say, you can't use your thinking mind to figure real world problems out. And your mind might say, well, this identity crisis, this is a real problem. Well, it's coming in the form of these intrusive negative thoughts, right? You're not actually taking any action to figure anything real out. You're just beating up the nerves, right? Yeah, the new Halloween movie coming out, dude. It's going to be awesome. What time will you be streaming tomorrow? I need your help, man. I'm not really sure. I don't really have like a set stream schedule, but what I will tell you is, Kevin, try to practice stop talking to yourself as much. When you get into your thinking mind, fighting with these thoughts and feelings, dude, you're just sending more I need help signals. Accepting the uncertainty feels dangerous because what if this problem is what's keeping me from being happy? What's keeping you from being happy is the constant battle that you're partaking in. If I never address it, I may waste my whole life avoiding it. We could use that a different way. If you never address the fact that you're locked into this constant battle 24/7, that's what's keeping you from being unhappy. You've already discovered what's keeping you from being happy. Sorry, I meant to say happy. You've already discovered the problem. The problem is the constant battle that you're locked in now with these thoughts and feelings, all of this thinking. If it wasn't for all of this, you could find what you're looking for. But when you stay locked in this constant battle of what if it's this, what if it's that, and you're doing all of this thinking, well, no wonder you're miserable, right? So we never stop to think that, you know what, maybe what's keeping me from happiness, and maybe what's keeping me so damn anxious, is all the thinking that I'm doing. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe there's not actually some boogeyman around the corner. Maybe there's not actually something that needs to be taken care of. Maybe I just need to be quiet, right? And then once you make that realization, you realize that, okay, I'm always out there somewhere, thinking about my thoughts, about my feelings. I never take a moment to catch myself doing that, right? And then when I finally start practicing taking a moment to catch myself doing that, I realize that reality was always okay all along. It was all this damn thinking that was driving me up the wall, right? It was all this damn thinking that was always driving me to this point of stress all the time, right? Maybe it's not reality's problem. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe if I accept my thoughts and feelings and I don't get involved in this internal thinking, aka second fear, maybe that was the problem all along. And as you practice this, you'll see that it most definitely was. It most definitely was. People spend their entire lives trying to figure out what they're missing. People spend their entire lives. You can take a millionaire, right? You can take a millionaire who's got everything they want in life. They've got all the cars, they've got all the houses, they've got all the things money can buy. Women, clothes, cars, they got it all. And they're miserable. They're miserable, awful, miserable, just completely just miserable. Why? They've got it all. They've got all the problems solved. They don't have problems. They don't deal with real world problems. They've got everything they've ever wanted. Why are they miserable? It's because they won't stop thinking, right? They're up in their heads, always thinking about their thoughts and feelings. They never get quiet. They never catch themselves fighting with their thoughts and feelings and getting quiet. They're just thinking 24/7. And that's why they've got everything they want in this world, and they have no problems in the actual physical world, what we call reality. But yet they're still miserable, right? And so they sit there and they think to themselves, well, what am I missing? What's going to make me happy? What am I missing? Well, you're not missing anything. You just won't stop thinking about what might make you happy, right? You're just keeping yourself in this boat. The thinking's making you miserable. Not that you're missing anything. That's not what's making you're not missing anything. The thinking's making you miserable, right? So if you practice accepting your thoughts and feelings without all of what Dr. Claire Weeks called second fear, which basically meant just be quiet, right? You start to realize that you were keeping yourself miserable. There's nothing doing it to you, right? And that doesn't just apply to millionaires who's already got it all. That applies to everybody. I only use the millionaire example to just kind of give you an example of how even if you think it's the world causing your problems, and if I had this and if I had that, then I'd be happy. I use that millionaire example because that's not true. It's not true. It's not a matter of what you have or don't have, and of course bad things happen in life, and yeah, it would be nice to be a millionaire, but that's not ultimately the source of your suffering. None of that is. Ultimately, the source of your suffering is too much talking to yourself. Bro, you're not serious. Hold on, chat. You're not serious. Hold on, I need to switch to the... Dude, you're not fucking serious right now. Man, chat, chat. I just received an $800 tip from Darcy with the tip note that says pay off the electric bill. Chat, you're not serious. You're not serious. Oh my god. Bro. Bro. Man. What do I even say right now? Are you kidding me? Do you understand what that does? That literally means I can pay off the entire amount owed and only have to pay what I use each month. Mints. Mints. You guys. What? You're not serious, dude. Thank you so much, Mints. And Darcy. Darcy. Dude. The Darcy has never made a comment in the chat. That's the funny thing. They've never made a comment in the chat unless they're using a different username. But Darcy has never made a comment in the chat. And like I said, unless they're just using a different username and they don't want me to know who they are, I don't know. But whoever it is just made it to where I can get on the phone here in a minute, pay off my entire amount owed on my electric bill. And now next month I don't have to pay $400 in an electric bill. I can pay $200 instead of $400. And that $200 each month that I'm going to save means that I just might be able to afford actually paying this high mortgage now, because that $200 that I'm going to save from the electric bill can go towards the mortgage instead, and that makes it doable. Oh my God, dude. Wow. Wow, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that. Really don't know what to say about that. Really don't know what to say about that. I need a cigarette, I'll tell you that. Man. Man, okay. Okay. I can pay my mortgage. With the $200 I'm going to be saving every month in an electric, I can put that towards the mortgage and I can stay in my childhood home. I can put that $200 that I'm going to be saving each month on the electric bill towards the mortgage, which means I can afford to pay the mortgage now with that 200 extra bucks each month that I'm going to save, which means I can more than likely I'll be able to stay here. I'll be able to stay here because now I can afford to pay it. I need to switch to post stream real quick. I need to switch to post stream and chill for a second because I'm about to get emotional. About to get emotional. Jesus Christ. I guess we should update the typical. I guess we should update the tip goal. And I guess we do move on to a 4-day streak. Did I just delete the tip goal? No, I'm there. Okay. Man, that's so much more than just paying off my electric bill. That's so much more than just paying off my electric bill. That's not just paying off my electric bill. That's making it to where I save 200 bucks a month and now I can afford to pay the mortgage and now I don't have to leave my childhood home. You realize that that's more than just paying off the electric bill. That's catching me up to where I can afford to pay the mortgage each month now. That's what that is. It's more than just paying the electric bill. It's making it to where I don't have to get kicked out of my home. That's what that is. I can barely talk right now. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Man, I was so stressed. I'm not gonna lie. Acceptance got me through it. But knowing now that I can, with that extra 200 bucks I'm going to save each month, I can now afford to pay that mortgage. And I don't have to be concerned about maybe trying to find a cheaper place to live and all that bullshit. And not to mention the amazing support that you guys showed me when it all first happened. Now I've got a little bit of money there I can put towards these bills. But saving that 200 bucks a month is going to make it possible now to pay my mortgage, which means I don't have to have in the back of my mind, oh crap, I might have to find a new place to live. Now that's a real life worry. That's what we call a real life worry. I used acceptance, right? I didn't let it work me up too much, but yeah, that real life worry's been there for quite some time. Ever since my grandfather passed, that real life worry has been there. So, man, holy fucking shit. Holy shit. Not anymore. Not anymore. I know I keep saying it, but that's so much more than paying my electric bill. That's catching me up to where I'm saving 200 bucks a month now, and I can afford to pay my mortgage without having to be worried about where that's going to come from and trying to just squeeze by. That's going to make it to where I can pay my mortgage and have 200 bucks a breathing room that I can put towards other things. That's going to make it possible to keep my childhood home where I grew up and where I have all my memories and where I learn everything that I know now. What you just did is going to make it possible to be able to afford my mortgage each month with that 200 extra bucks and not have to lose my childhood home because I couldn't come up with the little extra bit I needed each month to pay this high ass mortgage. What you just essentially did was not pay my electric bill. What you essentially did is save my home at the end of the day. Because now it's possible. Now it's possible. Now it's doable. We just made it doable for me to be able to stay here. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. You're absolutely right, AC. You're absolutely right. I should put Darcy's name on the screen somewhere, and we're actually going to do that now. So I'm just going to spell it how they spell it on their account. Obviously not going to put a last name. But this is how it's spelled, for those of you who are wondering. D-A-R-C-Y. Darcy. Darcy. This is all about Darcy today. That is... Wow. That's huge. That's huge. You know what, chat? Hold on. I gotta go tell my mom. hold, hold on, chat. I'll be back, man. Okay, we're back, chat. We're back. I had to take a moment. I had to take a moment to go let my mother know. I might be a grown ass man, dude, but when something like that happens, first person you tell is your mom. First person, that's the first person you call. So, so I mean, really, really big deal. Really, really big deal because now that's my entire account balance due paid off, and with it paid off, I can get off the budget plan, which means I'm gonna have to pay each month what I use in electricity instead of having to pay 400, right? And now I can be officially caught up, which means I'm gonna make or have an extra couple $100 each month, which can go towards the mortgage. So that makes staying here possible because now I can afford the mortgage. Basically, is what that all boils down to because I'm caught up, right? Does that make sense? I'm caught up, so now I can afford with the extra money from being caught up. It makes paying the mortgage doable. So yeah, that's huge. I'm sorry for the interruption. I had to go tell my mom. Might be a grown ass man, but that's the first person you call when you want to tell good news to, right? Um, but wow, I'm blown the fuck away. You got me pretty emotional there. I'm still pretty emotional, just trying to keep it together. Darcy, man, I don't know how you don't make comments. That's the thing. This person doesn't comment unless they're using a different username, but they don't take much credit for it. They just did that and they said here you go. They didn't even say much. It's just like, wow, wow, holy shit, you know. I don't know what else to say besides thank you, thank you. I need to go make a phone call and pay this account off. I need to go do that. Holy shit. I mean, I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer because I want to talk to you guys, but I don't know what to say, dude. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else, what else is there to say? What else could I possibly say besides, holy shit, you know? Damn. I don't know what else to say. It's just amazing. I appreciate it. I really do. Um, Wow, you just caught me up. You caught me up, and now you've gave me some breathing room, dude. You've gave me a lot of breathing room, and you've made it possible, right? You've made it possible for me. So, man, that's huge. That's big. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go in just a minute, um, and make a phone call, pay that account off. That's gonna feel good. Oh, that's gonna feel good. So yeah, I'm gonna do that in just a second. Um, Go ahead and get that done. And yeah, I don't know what else to say besides thank you, Darcy. Seriously, I appreciate you so much. And this is not something that oh it'll slip my mind in a few days or something. No, as long as I'm staying here, I'll have you in the back of my mind because you made it possible. So this is not something that was it's gonna slip my mind in just a few days time or something. No, this is something every time I walk out that front door and walk back into it. I'm gonna have you in the back of my mind. So holy shit. Wow. All right. All right, man. I'm gonna go pay this account off. I'm gonna make this call. I'm gonna pay this account off. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Holy shit. I love you. I from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Darcy. This is Darcy's day right now. And like I said, I'll be thinking about you every single time I leave that door and I come back in it. So, thank you so much. I love you guys. It's time to go pay this shit off. And I will talk to you very, very soon. I love you guys. Seriously.